I do that to get the energy flowing. What's up, y'all? What's good? Honor and a pleasure. Wherever you are, I hope you are being appreciated and never tolerated. I hope you are around people that rock with you and love you. I hope you're around people that challenge you. And I want to let you know you're at the right place at the right time. If you can hear me, press 1. And if you can see me, press 2. If you can hear me, press 1. And if you can see me, press 2. Welcome to Heaven on Earth. Welcome to Heaven on Earth, where we use personal development as a vehicle to get heaven right now. Over here, we don't believe you have to die to get to heaven. All you have to do is very simple. If you want to get heaven right now, all you have to do is be real, reflective, enlightened, accountable, and limitless. And I have a promise for you. Personal development is for everybody. The babies, the elders, men, women, children. Doesn't matter about your hair texture, your skin tone. It doesn't matter where you were born. It doesn't matter about the money that you have in your pocket. Personal development is for everybody. If you have babies, please keep your babies close. And if you have people in your life that's trying to love on you, please let them. And while you're at it, give yourself grace for everything that happened to you. Give yourself grace for what you're going through right now. And give yourself grace for what's going to happen later. Shout out to y'all. My name is Ken Billions, if you didn't know, right? The squad is Coin Gang. What we do over here is heaven on earth. Now, some people might say, Ken, what does that look like? Heaven on earth is like this. Whatever situation you're in, find the heaven in it. Your last $5, find the heaven in it. In your finances, in your marriage, in your health. No matter what situation you're in, find the heaven in it, right? Because life is full of suffering. You're gonna suffer. You're gonna hurt. You're gonna lose. You're going to take L's. Find heaven regardless. And I promise you, you do not have to die to get to heaven or get heaven, right? All you have to do, remember this, y'all, is be real, reflective, enlightened, accountable, and limitless. I have a movie of the day for you. This is one of my favorite movies. My movie of the day helped me fall in love with hip hop. My movie of the day takes me back many, many moons to my childhood, and I remember why I fell in love with certain rappers. I fell in love with the culture. This movie right here single-handedly thrust me into the world of hip hop. My movie of the day is Who's the Man? This movie was a movie that I watched every single day when I was little. I had this on VHS tape, right? This movie single-handedly made me fall in love with hip hop. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Ed Lover is a legend. Dr. Dre is a legend. This is Yo-Yo MTV Raps. I love these dudes because when I found this movie, it opened up a whole new world for me of hip hop. And, you know, hip hop is one of the reasons I'm even here today. So my movie is Who's the Man? This is when artists used to do movies together. Hip hop was more united than it is now. So this is part of my childhood right here. So shout out to this movie right here. Today, we're going to talk about understanding mastery. We are going to talk, let me bring this down. Doesn't want to seem to come down. 1 second. I need somebody to tell me in the chat, is it coming down? Looks like it's a little stuck. 1 second. I can't see it on my screen. So if someone, oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Today we are talking about understanding mastery. We're going to talk about choosing the right craft. We're going to talk about the deep dive approach. We're going to talk about the learning process, the role of practice, and staying inspired and focused. Our build today is the secret to mastery. Deep dive into your craft. Whoever you are, I want you to think for a second and be honest. Do you have a thing? Now, I'm not talking about your husband or your wife or your kids. I'm talking about something independent of them. Something that you call yours. Because your wife is not yours. Neither is your husband. Neither are your children. They all belong to the world. I'm talking about something that is exclusively yours. Do you have a thing? And if not, why? Our conversation today is the secret to self-mastery. Deep dive into your craft. Now I want to tell you a story. And this story that I'm going to tell, you have a lot to do with this story. Okay? It's 2021. I'm sorry, it's 2100, excuse me. Right? Many moons from now. Generation Alpha is coming to their end. It's the end of an era. Generation Alpha was born between 2010 and 2025. The oldest people living in from Generation Alpha, they are old now. You and I are gone. Okay? But there's a problem. There's a problem. This is a little how their world looks, right? There's a problem. When they talk about our era and our generation, there are no masters. When they talk about us, they do it with disdain. When they talk about our era, it's in a joke. They skip us and talk about Socrates and Plato and Marcus Aurelius. They skip our time period because our time period isn't producing any masters. So people in the year 2100 don't even mention us. They skip right over us because we are a generation that didn't add anything to the conversation because we weren't focused on mastery. Therefore, the people almost 100 years from now will never say our names. They skip over us and they talk about Andrew Carnegie. They talk about Henry Ford. They talk about everybody but us. Generation Alpha is ashamed of us. And Generation Beta is even more ashamed. This is the generation after Generation Alpha. They don't like mentioning our names because we didn't add anything to the conversation but drama and gossip. We were masters of nothing. Now, mastery is an interesting word because it's a French word. I don't want to butcher it, but I believe it's la maîtrise or matrice. Mastery means authority or dominion, to have the upper hand in a contest or a competition. Mastery is superiority, ascendancy. Skill or knowledge that makes one a master of a subject. We aren't focused on mastery. Our generation is focused on something very, very, very different than mastery. Our generation is focused on something very dangerous that doesn't add to the human story. Our generation is focused on identity. This is why the people in the year 2100 will never mention our names. Now, go back to what I asked you in the beginning. Do you have a theme? Your kids aren't your theme. Your husband and your wife isn't your theme. See, that's where we put a lot of energy trying to control others. Not only do we put energy there, but we put energy in identity. And the worst type of identity right now is group identity. Everybody wants to be in a group, not to get anything done, but for identity purposes. So people, years from now, they're not even going to mention our names, y'all. They're going to skip right over us because men and women wake up right now without a theme. Men and women wake up right now and on their mind is not mastery. Women don't want to master anything. Men don't want to master anything. Listen to the conversation. Is it about how to do things? No. Is it about skill set? No. Is it about great habits or discipline? No, it's not. It's about identity, right? Each man and each woman is walking around not representing themselves. They are representing entire groups of people. One person represents an entire group. One guy does something and now it's, see, look at what men do. He's not an individual. A woman does something and everybody says, see, women do this. She's not an individual. Everybody's in a group. Everybody's focused on identity and not skills. But the Hall of Fame records men and women that do things. In order to get in the Hall of Fame and put your name up in the rafters with the greats, you have to be a master at something. In the year 2100, when you and I are gone, will your name even be relevant? What are you doing now? Let's go back to what I asked you. What is your thing? What is the thing that you are trying very hard to do? What is the thing that you are failing at? What is the thing that drives you, that wakes you up in the morning? What is the thing that it's hard for you to sleep? Do you have visions of yourself doing something, being something, or is it just that job? Was it about you just being comfortable this whole time? That's all it was? You just are comfortable? But remember when you was a child, you dreamed, you had imagination, you were never comfortable. You fell off that bike and you got up, right? You fell off the couch and you got back up. When you was a baby, you kept on pushing. Why ain't you pushing anymore? What has happened to you to where you don't have a thing? So the only thing you can do is get in relationships. The only thing you can do is have babies because you think the babies are your thing. They're not. When they turn 18 and 21, they're going to go on with their life. You still have to be doing something. You think that woman is your thing. You think that man is your thing. Your sexual preference is your thing. Why is people talking about their sexual preferences? Why are people talking about their identity? How come nobody's showing up in what they do? If you really want to elevate your identity, then you will fall head first into your skill. You mastering something is going to give you the greatest confidence of ever. Not being a part of a group. Many of you are part of a group because you're scared. You've been taught wrong. You think there's something wrong with being selfish. Not when you are working on a skill set. You have to be selfish. That has to become your baby, right? Why are you so scared to make a skill your baby? Why are you so scared to dive headfirst into something? Why? Because you failed before? That's great. that's dope that you failed, right? But you got a couple bumps and bruises, and now you don't want to dream no more. Now you have settled into the rat race of life. You go home, you go to work, have a little bit of sex, eat, go to work, go home, have a little bit of sex, eat, argument. It's the same thing over and over again. But you know where everybody hangs out? When you're talking about someone's business. You know where people are not hanging out? Learning another language. You know where people are not hanging out? How to do things, learning new skills. It doesn't matter if you're 40 or 50 or 60. Long as you're here, self or personal development should be the vehicle that you are using to be a better version of yourself every single day. Why are you so scared? What's the worst that can happen? You're gonna die anyway. So why not fail forward? If you're going to fail at something, fail at trying to do the impossible. Why not? You thought it was just to get married? You thought it was just to have children? Yo, the Hall of Fame does not record husbands and wives. The Hall of Fame records doers. The Hall of Fame records legends. It records the people that added to the human conversation based on ability. When you go in that grave, they will pour a little bit of alcohol for you and smoke a blunt, and in 30 days, people will not say your name. And you was alive 80, 90 years? Carrie Richardson, dope athlete, right? Do you know what the story is, though? That she's wearing her natural hair. Does anybody knows how she prepares for a race? This girl is very, very fast. What's her warm-ups look like? Does anybody care? What is her diet like? Does anybody care? There's things about her that each of us can use to improve our lives. The conversation is about her wearing her natural hair, though. Again, identity. This is one of the fastest women in the world. And the conversation is about her hair, not about her ability. The conversation is not about mastery. Nobody wants to be masters. This is why dead people are more popping than the living. This is why people keep talking about James Baldwin. This is why people keep talking about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and John F. Kennedy, because they pushed the bar so forward that people don't want no smoke with these people's ghosts. So you elevate them because they did all the work. The people with the most ability, when it's time for them to have an interview, the interviewer's asking them who they sleep with, but not their day-to-day. What time do they wake up in the morning? What's their workout regimen, right? Can you give people tips and advice to stay in shape? Can you give the blueprint on how to behave like you in your ability? I don't care about her hair. This is one of the fastest women in the world. Why would I focus on her hair? How does that benefit me? It's the year 2100, y'all. And Generation Alpha, they're coming to their close. The last remaining bit of them are telling stories about the old days. They're all up in age. And when they tell stories, they don't talk about our era. They skip us. Because our era has no masters. We are scared to do something innovative. We are scared to go in the other direction. Everyone looks the same, does their hair the same slang, same career choices. Everyone is scared to add to the conversation. So we just fall in line. A generation of penguins. You can't tell anyone, or everyone looks the same, does the same thing, wants the same thing. Relationship goals look the same. So people almost 100 years from now, when they tell the story, they skip us because it's not a generation of masters. I was born in 1983. I'll be 40 at the end of this year. This woman has been doing big business my entire life. Do you know what people care about though? Her and Stedman. Is she into Scientology? Is she a devil worshiper? That's what people care about. Ever since I can open my eyes, this woman has been the shit. We're talking about 40 years. She's been at it with no stopping. Do you know what's in her mind? When you listen to her upbringing, she went through a lot of the things many of us went through. But the public does not care about that. The public wants to know what's going on with her and Gail. The public wants to know how come she hasn't married Stedman. When she builds something in Africa, people say, but you ain't do it in America though. They're always going to push the goalposts. This woman is a master. How do you stay on top this long? Oh, let me guess. She's been chosen and selected. Okay. Let's say that's true. Doesn't she still have to show up for work? Isn't she around competitive individuals? Right? They just let her be a billionaire, right? Do you realize on the billionaires list, there are people poorer than her? They just let her. Who? Who let her? Be specific. And why are they not letting others? My entire life, this woman has been up. Don't you want to know how? Don't you want to know what she reads? Don't you want to know her process for conflict resolution? Don't you want to know her success principles? Because for her to be in this position, she has to behave differently than everybody else. She does not do regular shit. Don't you want to know what she does? Or do you want to know about her sex life? Surprise, she does the same thing as you. All right, happy now? Happy? She likes what you like. Happy? Why? What are you expecting? She's a human. You're worried about the wrong things. And that's why the generations after us will not mention us, because we don't care about becoming masters. We care about identity. We care about people's business. But we have people right now that are billionaires that write books. Jeff Bezos talks in public. He has videos on YouTube. They are not viral yet. Jeezy and Jenny Ma was trending because they got divorced. So what? There's entire think pieces on why this man got a divorce with her. From her. Entire think pieces. But billionaires write books. Masters tell you what they do on a day-to-day. But the people don't want it. Do you know why? Because listening and trying to figure out why Jeezy divorced that woman, you get to turn your brain off. So let me tell you something. So if this country goes into another crisis, I don't want to hear nothing about people struggling. I don't want to hear nothing about can the government bail you out. You know why? Because what was you doing on a regular basis? On a regular Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what were you doing when you had every opportunity to become a master? Now you want the government to bail you out. Now you want the person that strived and worked hard and stayed focused to bail you out. But what did you do today, sis? What did you do today, fam? Okay, yeah, men are dusties, women are 304s. Copy. Okay, now what? Now what? What do you do? Now what? We all have the opportunity for mastery. Who wants it and who don't? There's entire think pieces trying to expose the behind the scenes lives of these people that are up. But one thing they don't talk about is their success habits. Let me find out people scared of money for real. Let me find out people scared of success for real. Let me find out people was afraid to move forward. Let me find out people are scared of the top. Let me find out. See, I used to think everybody's problem was bread. I used to think all people needed was a shot in economics. They just need a little boost. But when people get their money, they show you exactly what they care about. The bookstores are not flooded. Courses are not flooded with people trying to learn. Neiman Markets is flooded. That's why in the year 2100, when they talk about this generation, they will skip over this period because nobody wants to be masters. Oh, Jay-Z, he's throwing up the pyramid. Beyonce is channeling when she does Sasha Fierce. In 2016, and when the Super Bowl was in the Bay Area, I had the privilege to be on the 50-yard line when Beyonce was practicing. I watched the woman dance in heels over and over and over. The same routine over and over and over again. She was sweating like she was poor. She was sweating like she just came to this country. You would have never thought looking at this woman that she makes the money that she makes. She was not taking the day off. She was dancing like her album had never came out. I'm looking at this woman in awe because she has these heels on and she has every reason to be comfortable. Isn't that what most people say? Oh, I just want to be comfortable. I just want to be content. The way this woman was dancing was like she was possessed. I'm serious. Jay-Z, his album came out when I was reasonable doubt, like 12, 13. He's been up ever since. Now, if I gave people two options, if I gave people the option to learn about their bedroom secrets or their success habits, keep it real. What do you think people really want to know? Y'all want to know if Beyonce's a freak or not. You want to know if Jay-Z is drinking adrenochrome. You want to know if Jay-Z has people tied up in a dungeon. That's what you want to know about. You don't want to know what books are in his bookshelf. You don't want to know does he have a mentor? You don't want to know does he do breathing techniques? You don't want to know if he grounds. You don't want to know the things that make him successful. Instead, you'll say it's a conspiracy because you can't fathom that there are people in the world that are driven by winning. And every single day they wake up and they get to it. It's not enough. They keep making goals and crashing them making goals and crashing them, killing the goals, reading every day, doing things that the average person doesn't do. See, you can't fathom that because that would make many people feel inferior. So you have to say he's Illuminati. But Jay-Z can't affect interest rates, though. Jay-Z still got to pay taxes. Do y'all really know what the real Illuminati is? You think they just let anybody in? It's more than money. You can't fathom that these people work extremely hard. So you have to say they're doing something nefarious. Because if you found out that the key to their success is a commitment to mastery, what does that say about you? If you find out that Beyonce every day is watching her old videos, listening to old songs, trying to find something wrong with it so she can be the best. If you found out that she was just one big nerd and all she wants to do is put the bar so high that people that come after her can't touch it. What if she's driven by that? You can't fathom that because what that would do is put a flashlight and a microscope on you. I hope I'm talking to somebody today. I hope I'm talking to the person that's going to get off work and just turn on TV and sit your ass there and do absolutely nothing more. You want to work for somebody today, but now it's time for you to do something for yourself and you got your brain turned off. You are concerned about Remy Martin and Papoose. You need to know that these people's lives are messed up so you can feel okay about yours. But let me tell you something. Yo, Beyonce don't take time off. And she got more than all of us. Jay-Z don't take time off. And they got more than all of us. They're working harder than us and they have more than us. What's your excuse, yo? So again, if this country shut down again, I don't want to hear you fat mouthing online about shit that you don't have because you got all the space and opportunity to become a master and you don't want it. It's too hard. You might fail. So what? Go back to Beyonce's old videos, her old interviews. This girl could barely talk. Jay-Z used to rap like the Fool Snickens and Dots Effects. He had to master his style. He used to rap super fast. It took him a minute to get on and develop his style. And now he found it. That's mastery, y'all. It takes years. Don't give up. Remember who you were. Remember the dream. Remember when you were little and you used to look up in the stars and see yourself somewhere. You done had kids and forgot about the dream. Well, what happens when your kids age out and now you back at the crib by yourself? So your highest goal was to get married? That's it? That's not a goal. Have babies? Everything in nature is having babies. That was your highest goal. That was the highest your imagination went. That was the highest you went. Now, some of y'all are leaving work. And I want to put the pressure on you that your day ain't over when you get home. Go straighten up your area. Go straighten up your room. Find a study spot. Find a hobby. If you quit the old dream, pick it back up. You are not a failure just because you failed. It's part of the process. Don't give up, man. Keep adding on, man. Look at your algorithm. That bullshit you watching represents you turning your brain off. You make sure that you watch people that don't challenge you. You make sure that you watch people that don't push you. You make sure you watch people that talk to you in a certain tone and that that make you feel good about being mediocre. You ain't maxed out yet. You mean to tell me that's you that's all you got? I know you got more in the tank. I got more in the tank. She got more in the tank. He got more in the tank. This is heaven on earth ministry. Get your shit now, beloved. Open up your vision board, fam. Go back to your old notes. Go back to school. Pick up your invention. Go back to your workout. You are not done. Your purpose is not that man. Your purpose is not that woman. Only thing that counts when you die is what people thought of you. What will they say when you die? When I see a celebrity, a person, a 1% person, I don't care who they're sleeping with. I want to know how you did it. I want to know what you're reading. I want to study the greats so they're not great to me no more because I've put in the work. This generation is too focused on group identity. I'm a man, men this, men that, women this, women that. Everybody's scared to stand on their own too and show up as themselves and leave as themselves. The master don't give a damn what men are doing. The master don't give a damn what women are doing because the master is focused on the craft. You will get more confidence focusing on your thing. You really want compliments? You really want to be that bitch and that dude? Do some fire work and let people compliment your work. When you walk through the airport, people admiring you because you're doing something that everybody can't do. You just want confidence. You want compliments because of your blackness. That's it. You being white ain't enough no more. You got to put on because you don't get to hide under George Washington and Napoleon no more. You don't get to hide under Albert Einstein's name no more. Now you got to show up as yourself, white man. Now you got to show up as yourself, white woman. You don't get to hide under these characters. You don't get to hide under Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. No, black man, you got to show up and put on for yourself. You don't get to hide behind pyramids talking about some shit from 5,000 years ago. Where's your mastery now? Now, it's important for each of us to choose the right craft. It's important. So you put your hands to a lot of different things. You try different things, right? Everything is not going to be a fit, right? But you choose different things. And you're going to know that right there, that craft is for you because it's going to pick you back. It's going to be a voice. You're going to think that basketball or that microphone or that pen or that real estate, you're going to feel like it's talking to you. And when you're not doing it, you're going to feel guilty. And you're going to feel like it's calling you. You know how Pookie said in New Jack, it's just calling me. It's just calling me. That's how the craft is. When you're not doing it, your leg is shaking. Right? You feel like you're cheating on it. You're on the phone and you know you ain't spend enough time on it today. You feel weird. and you feel like the craft is looking at you and judging you, right? You get paranoid. You can't stay away from it that long. That's your thing. Everybody needs a thing. Everybody needs a thing. You can not control what that woman does or what that man does. They aren't your thing. You're possessive to the wrong thing. You can't control a human. Right? What about the craft? You'll know that that's what you're supposed to do from the way that you show up when times are bad. It's raining outside and you still get to it. People passed away in your family and you still get to it. You're going through things with your spouse and you still get to it. You're working overtime, but you still get to it. See, what makes you the master is not doing the craft when it's easy. What makes you the master is it's the world is falling apart, but you still get to that. No matter what's going on, you find time for your craft. You find intimate time to put to your skill set. Not a day goes by where you don't learn more about it, where you don't add on to it, where you don't contemplate about it. It does not matter what's going on. That's what makes you the master. Is because when times are tough, you still don't give up on it. You know you really want it when it's raining outside and you go to the gym. You really know you want it when everything is low and you have every reason to give up on it, but you still show up for it. I want to encourage somebody to go back to your vision board. I want to encourage a woman to start dreaming again. I want to encourage a man to tap into that little boy and before they told you that you couldn't. I want to encourage a couple to work together, not on the relationship, on something bigger, right? Many of us spend too much time trying to be together. And that's the biggest thing we have going on is the relationship. I want to encourage parents to work on skill sets with their children. I want to encourage parents to push difficult things to their babies and make them problem solve. I want to encourage everybody to deep dive into something that challenges you, something that makes you afraid, something that looks like it's impossible for you to do. You might not have all the money for it. You don't have all the resources for it. You have every reason not to do it. I want to challenge some people to not be realistic for a second. I want to challenge the people to use their imagination. Us being realistic is the reason why we have given up on mastery. Right? I want to challenge some people to do the unthinkable. Because the path has been laid. What's your excuse? What's your excuse? Helen Keller was deaf and blind. Helen Keller was deaf and blind. You talking about your problems? What are you complaining about? If you have all your senses, what are you complaining about? Helen Keller was deaf and blind. Helen Keller becomes the first deaf-blind individual to earn a college degree. Helen Keller joins the suffrage movement, demanding rights for women. How can a deaf and blind person be pushing the envelope more than you? Oh, I'm oppressed. Ken? Oh, my skin tone. Ken? Helen Keller visited 37 countries. Lyndon B. Johnson gives Helen Keller the Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor. This woman was deaf and blind. If you became deaf and blind right now, you would feel sorry for yourself. You have all your senses and you feel sorry for yourself. You got a car that runs, you feel sorry for yourself. You got money in your pocket, you feel sorry for yourself. You got a crib, running water, you have everything you need to make it happen and you feel sorry for yourself. But a deaf and blind woman is winning medals given by the president, traveling to 37 countries, graduating school, being involved in movements she can't see or hear. How the hell does she understand what's going on in the world? And you are complaining about what? You should be ashamed of yourself. Not for me, for you. Because this ain't all you are. This woman is deaf and blind. You have everything. Don't let people trick you into thinking that you can't. You don't even know that many of the things you're listening to, they just taking your dreams, beloved, day by day. They're trying to make you think that the problem is outside of you. They're trying to make you think that it's men's fault, that it's women's fault, that it's the government's fault, but it's the perfect day for you to be anything you want. When you get off this damn live, go be something. Huh. Huh. Helen Keller said, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. How is Helen Keller flexing like this? How is Helen Keller flexing like this with the quotables? She's deaf and blind. She's talking to people that can see. Like, how am I pushing more than you? The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. How does this blind master have vision? You got everything you need. What's the problem? What you scared of, beloved? The fear is not real. What you think is in your way isn't. You have subscribed to the boulevard of broken dreams. The people that you're listening to haven't even overcame their childhood fears. They are afraid. And they push that fear to you. And it sounds like that's the way to go because it points to external problems and saying that's the problem right there. The problem is the mirror, yo. The problem is you gave up. The problem is you aren't that dreamer anymore. You used to be a girl with dreams, yo. Now you don't have these babies and now you don't even try no more. You just caught up in the regular cycle of just being a mama. And then what? You thought getting the girl was the thing. Okay, now you got her. Now what? What do you do? So now she's a bill for real. So now you got this woman. The only thing you're doing is just going to work, go home. Going to work, go home. Let's keep it real. You ain't building no empire, fam. You not. You just going to work, my G. You just going to work and you got in-house. That's not wavy, fam. All you do is have in-house. All you do is go to work, come home, and hump on that chick. That's the highlight of your entire life. So you mean to tell me you are working that hard just to have exclusive access to some pussy? That's the highest level of your dreams? I want more for you, but if you think that's it, go ahead. Go ahead. You don't want nobody sleeping with her, so I'll take care of you. All you want is the bottom. That's your dream, bro. Your dreams is lame, my G. History don't record that. Yeah, I work hard for my family. Bro, you created that bill. Y'all not doing nothing special. Y'all regular family. You go to work and come home and what? And then what? You gonna retire at 65 and maybe live a couple more years. That's all you did with your life. But you got in-house. If you're a man and your highest creativity is having in-house, you got the wrong dream. If you're a man and you think a woman giving you sex is a gift to you for your hard work, you have the wrong dream. The gift is mastery because can't nobody take it from you. The gift is your hard work. The gift is you studying to show thyself approved. The gift is knowledge of self. None of this can be taken from you when you get it. There's a woman right now that is showing off a wedding ring. Oh my God, he said yes. If you're a woman and the highest creativity you have is a man marrying you, you's a bum ass bitch. I said it. Your dreams is trash. I said it. You mean to tell me people like Amelia Earhart and these women pushed forward just so all you can do is, I just want to get married? That's a slap in all these women's face. You can still get married and do all that other wavy shit. Why are you stopping at just babies and a man? Baby girl, go be great. Push your bloodline further than your granny and your mom. Don't just stop at a baby and a man when Helen Keller is out here deaf and blind, going to 37 countries. Helen Keller is out here getting awards from the president. Helen Keller is out here graduating college, deaf and blind. You got all your faculties and your ceiling is a wedding ring. You trash. And I want to say that so you can get back to who you used to be. That's why I'm telling you like that. So you can get back to who you used to be. Because you only 30. You only 35. You only 40. And I don't care what age you think you are and you feel old. You a young chick to a 90-year-old. You a young girl. So today is the first day of your life, homie. Today is the first day of your life, sis. Today's build is the secret to mastery. Deep dive into your craft. We are never happy until we try to brighten the lives of others. How is this deaf and blind woman so optimistic? How is this deaf and blind woman so optimistic? Come on, man. What's your excuse, yo? One of my favorite people is Sly Stallone. I think he's dope. Did you know Sly Stone was born with a birth defect? The side of his face is like paralyzed. So that's why he talks so slow, right? When he wrote Rocky, he was living in his car. He was down bad, man. But he didn't give up and he focused on mastery, even in a bad condition. Huh. Even in a bad condition, he still is creating. Even in a bad condition, he still has the dream, right? I rock with Sylvester Stallone because he could have sold the rights to Rocky and he was down bad and he held on to it. He did not let the fact that his face, the side of his face, was paralyzed, stop him. You know, when you see him talk, that's not an act. That's how he really talks. But the one thing I really like about Sylvester Stallone, his mastery extended other places. He always made black men look good. Apollo Creed was very successful. He always made blacks look good in his films. He never cast blacks as drug addicts or none of that. He held blacks to a high standard. His mastery made others look good. Sylvester Stallone's mastery took him to the White House. He was instrumental, right? Listen to this, man. This is what happens when your mastery is so ill that it bleeds over into other areas. Sylvester Stallone goes to the White House. For himself? No. What does he go to the White House for? Sylvester Stallone was instrumental in getting Jack Johnson pardoned. Jack Johnson went to prison, the heavyweight champion of the world, right? He goes to prison because of the Mann Act. They basically convicted him of taking a white girl across state lines. He does about a year. But Sylvester Stallone gets this man's name pardoned. Now, if you understand the spirit realm, you understand that they can curse you with time that affects you in the next life. This is why they'll give a person 340 years. Because they understand that you won't be able to transition properly. They don't just give you that kind of time for nothing. So when his name is pardoned, trust me, that has an effect on him in another realm. I rock with Sly. His mastery extended to other people. Frederick Douglass. Born into slavery. Master. He was under a master and then becomes a master of himself. Have you not read his book? Do you see the command that he has over the English language? This man was born a slave. He had a commitment to mastery. He had every reason to give up. He had every reason not to be shit. But he keeps going and he pushes. And how does this ex-slave become one of the most important people in American history when he had every reason not to do it? But he showed up for mastery. How does an ex-slave serve as the U.S. Minister to Haiti? How does an ex-slave rise through the ranks? How does this man become so much pressure? Mastery. One of the illest things that I learned about Mr. Douglas is, oh, by the way, This woman's name is Victoria Woodhull. Victoria Woodhull ran for president in 1872. Frederick Douglass was so much pressure, this white woman picked him to be the vice president. She ran against Ulysses S. Grant. By the way, I really do this. But anyway, her name is Victoria Woodhull. She runs for president against Ulysses S. Grant. And she picks for vice president an ex-slave. Why? Because he's that much pressure. Yeah, women were running for president in the 1800s. All these people deep dived into their work. All these people deep dived into their craft. And that's why all those people will be remembered forever. I am talking about people that were alive over 100-something years ago. Helen Keller is gone. Frederick Douglass is gone. Victoria Woodhull is gone. But I'm talking about them. Do you know why? Because they deep dived into their craft. Now, question. In the year 2100, will somebody be talking about you the way I'm talking about these people? And if the answer is no, then why are you wasting time? Why are you here sucking up the white man's air? What are you doing, fam? Oh, you don't care? Okay, then get out the way. You ain't trying to be great? Okay, get out the way, fam. Oh, you don't like my tone? Right? What are you going to say? But everybody can't do it. Yo, do you have a phone? Do you know this is a supercomputer? What's your excuse? You're on the internet every day. What's your excuse? You have space and opportunity to read, to train, to learn more. What excuse are you going to tell me? But everybody can't do it. Really, those same people that you're caping for and being comfortable with being mediocre have satellite dishes on the top of their crib. That means they watch TV. So that means they have time. Just say you're afraid. Just say you care what people think about you. Just say you are worried that if you move forward, something bad might happen. Shit's gonna be bad anyway. You are gonna die anyway. So what are you afraid of? I've been called a lot of things. One thing I am not afraid to go after it. I don't care what people have to say about me. I don't care. Right? I have a thing in my mind where I don't care. I can't change the past. Right? Think whatever you like. There's things in this book that I have that I want to get done. And I'm more concerned with not showing up for that than what a person has to say about me. What are you going to say? Nothing you can say would be worse than me not trying. Nothing you can say would be worse than me not following my dreams. I am almost 40. I still have dreams. I am almost 40. I still think like a kid. I am almost 40. I'm still going after it. I still vision myself being more. I'm not done. Yeah, I got a crib. So what? There's more cribs. Yeah, I have women and there's more. There's more of everything. I am not stopping. You can. I am not. Right? So, for those that are not, the people that did stop can't judge you because they don't even know what they're looking at. They are people scared to go after their own dream. What have you put your 10,000 hours in? Be honest. Have you watched 10,000 hours of TV? Have you gossiped for 10,000 hours? What have you put your 10,000 hours in? How can you say anything about anyone and you don't have a thing? You have some nerve talking about someone else's relationship. You have a lot of nerve talking about other people when you quit. What are you leaning into? Now, based on this, 10,000 hours is 416 days. Okay? Now, let me throw something in your face so you really understand. Now, take a snapshot of this. This is 10,000 hours, right? And this is what they say you have to put in to be an expert. 10,000 hours. Now, look at this. I want you to screenshot this. Starting at 16, if you live to 72, your internet usage will be equivalent to 5 years. That's how much time people are going to spend on social media. But wait a second. You're going to spend more time on social media than you do as a master. It takes 10,000 hours to be a pro at something, right? 10,000 hours. That is 416 days. But you're going to use the internet for 5.5 years. Do y'all know how many days 5.5 years is? 48,180. You'll spend more time mastering social media. No. Let me reword that. You'll spend more time being distracted on social media than you will picking up a skill. You can spend 10,000 hours on at least 4 different things, and that will equal up to the time that you spend on social media. But you got the nerve to talk about somebody else when you will spend 48,000 days on social media, not making no money, not learning, not networking, doing absolutely nothing. Yo, the joke's on you. See, you're the one that has to sign out and feel like a fraud. You can think whatever you want about me, but you're going to spend 48,000 days on social media in your entire life and not make 1 red cent. But you know everybody's business, though. You know all the trending news, though. 48,000 days. I'm sorry, 48,000 hours, excuse me. 48,000 hours. That's how 5.5 years is 48,000 hours. You're going to spend 48,000 hours on social media just scrolling and watching shit. Never start a business. Never have a landing page. Never do anything. But you will talk about other people when you are the master of time wasting. You are the master of being distracted. You are the master of being afraid. You are the master of letting fear drive you. You are the master of talking crazy about people that have audacity. You are the master of talking crazy about people that want it. You are the master about talking about people that follow their dreams. You got some nerve, sis. You got some nerve, bro. 5.5 years online doing nothing. But it was easier for you to master a craft. 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours, y'all. Y'all can do Y'all can take 4 things and spend 10,000 hours on it, and that would equal up to the average time as people spend on social media. Y'all gotta decide. You gotta decide. And everybody can't go. What do you want? What do you want? Because by the time them 60s and 70s hit, then what? Now you a bitter old man. You a bitter old woman hating the youth because they got time. But so do you. Now, when it comes to this microphone, I want to be the best at my craft. But in order to be the best, I have to have constructive criticism behind the scenes because I can't do what I do without having certain eyes on me. So I have to go to my eyes and tell me, what can I do better? Every master has to have someone behind the scenes really looking at their work and judging it objectively. You cannot become a master by yourself. You need people that know what they're looking at to give you constructive criticism, even if you don't like what you hear. So you need feedback. You need people to have eyes on your work because you cannot become a master in a vacuum. Now, the ways that I stay on track is I study other masters. The way that I stay focused is I study people that I think are better than me at specific things. I listen to sports journalists. I listen to Larry King. I listen to people's interview styles. I'll watch some people that I admire during their interviews and listen. I pay attention to their cadence. I listen to Barack Obama talk. He never says. I stay in the zone because I watch the best in the business. I only listen to the best. So for you, you need feedback. And to stay in the zone, you have to curate your algorithm or set your algorithm so you only get information and knowledge from people that are great. Only listen to the greats, y'all. Drowned out the other noise. Listen to men and women that have more than you. Stay in the zone. Listen to people that apply pressure, right? Mastery is a process, and you can't do it alone. Okay? You need your 10,000 hours. You need to study other people that lay the foundation of mastery. Don't focus on their business. Focus on their skill set. Now, for people that are having a difficult time and you need an accountability partner, go ahead and put yourself on my calendar. And I can help you to get from A to Z and help you stay locked in. Iron sharpens iron. Man sharpens man. Woman sharpens man. Man sharpens woman. We show up for each other to hold each other accountable and to help each other improve on the design. So go ahead and scan that QR code, right? And I just want to tell you that real war is done above the neck. Real warfare is mental. Much success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.
Look, I want more. I used to be apologetic about that, but I'm not now. I want more. If you're telling me that the universe is abundant, then there's no limits to what I can have. If I'm willing to put in the work, if I'm willing to grind, if I'm willing to be disciplined, then there's nothing I can't have. You know, I don't believe the lies anymore. I don't believe that I have to die to get heaven. I want it now. And I know you do too. We don't gotta be apologetic about wanting more anymore. I know I'm not. I want what's coming to me. It's starting right now. This that $20 appreciation. If you love the game, put it on the wood.